Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on discoveries that could change your life and your wallet forever. Trust me, what I'm about to show you today is not just a story about a coin, it's a story about history, luck, and an opportunity that could have been in your pocket this whole time. Now, let me take you back to 1974, a time when the world was buzzing with change. Music was shifting, technology was starting to bloom, and South Africa was producing coins that today are more than just currency. They are little pieces of history. Among these, there's one coin that stands out, a coin that, for decades, quietly rested in the hands of collectors or perhaps even in the wallets of unsuspecting individuals. I'm talking about the 20-cent coin from South Africa, 1974. Now, at first glance, it might look like just another coin, nothing special. But that's the beauty of numismatics, the world of coin collecting. The true value of a coin isn't always obvious. It's hidden in its rarity, its condition, the story behind its minting, and the unique details that make it unlike any other coin in the world. And this coin has all of that, in spades. Think about it. You've held coins in your hand your entire life, pocket change, coins in jars, coins tossed aside without a second thought. But some coins, like this one, are quietly priceless. And if you've ever had the thrill of finding something extraordinary when no one else was looking, you know exactly why this moment is so exciting. The 1974 South African 20-cent coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a snapshot of a nation, a glimpse into the artistry and history of its time. Each detail, from the subtle engravings to the precise weight and composition, tells a story. Collectors often look for the smallest imperfections or the tiniest variations, because those differences can turn a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. And this coin. It has a story that could change lives. Imagine for a moment holding a coin that's nearly 50 years old. Think about how many hands it has passed through, how many pockets it has lined, and yet, it has survived the decades, waiting for the right person to recognize its true worth. This coin could have been sitting in your collection for years without you even realizing it. And that's where the magic lies, the magic of discovery, the magic of understanding value where others only see metal. Here's the thing. Coins like these attract attention not just for their rarity but for the story they carry. You see, South Africa in the 1970s was a country rich with history, and the coins minted during that era reflect that. Each one is a tiny artifact, a bridge connecting the past to the present. And the 1974 20-cent coin is one of the most fascinating examples of this connection. Its design, its production, and even the subtle changes in minting techniques make it a collector's dream. For the men watching today, men who know the thrill of spotting something valuable where others might not, you'll appreciate what makes this coin extraordinary. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream wealth. It whispers history, resilience, and opportunity. It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with the knowledge to recognize them. Over the years, collectors around the world have gone to incredible lengths to find coins like this. Auctions, private sales, rare coin shops. Everywhere you look, enthusiasts are chasing the next big find. And the 1974 20-cent South African coin has become legendary in those circles. Why? Because it's not just about collecting, it's about legacy. Owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of history in your hand, something that could be passed down for generations, and let's not forget the thrill of it all. There's a reason coin collecting has remained one of the most popular hobbies in the world for decades. It's not just the potential financial gain, it's the satisfaction of discovery, the pride of ownership, and the connection to something bigger than yourself. When you learn the story behind each coin, it transforms from a simple object into a treasure, an artifact with soul. Now, I want you to picture this, a coin that might have been overlooked by your grandparents, by coin dealers, or even by everyday people. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but under the right light, under the scrutiny of someone who knows what to look for, reveals itself as extraordinary. That's the 1974 South African 20 cents. And here's the kicker. Its value today is staggering. I'm talking about a number that will make even the most seasoned collectors take a step back. A coin that could easily turn a small investment into a life-changing sum. And while we are not talking about just any coin, we are talking about one that has recently achieved a value that seems almost unreal. The 1974 20 cents coin from South Africa, in pristine condition and verified authenticity, has been appraised at an astonishing $5.7 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $5.7 million for a coin that, decades ago, would have bought you a simple loaf of bread or a newspaper. It's moments like these that remind us why history and luck matter. Why paying attention to the small things, to the coins in your pocket or the heirlooms in your home, can have extraordinary consequences. And it's not just about the money, it's about the story, the thrill, and the sheer awe of discovering that what seemed ordinary is, in fact, priceless. So, as you sit back and think about the coins you've handled over the years, remember this: some of them might just be waiting to reveal their secrets. The 1974 20-cent South African coin isn't just a coin. It's a testament to time, history, and the incredible value that can be hidden in plain sight. And maybe, just maybe, one of these incredible coins could be sitting in your collection, waiting for the day it changes your life forever. If you want to be part of a world where history meets fortune, where the past whispers to the present, and where an ordinary object can become extraordinary, keep exploring, keep learning, and always keep an eye out for the treasures hiding in plain sight. And remember, this isn't just about coins. It's about discovering the moments in life where history, luck, and opportunity converge. And the 1974 South African 20-cent coin? That moment has arrived. $5.7 million. A small coin. A monumental legacy.
Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. It helps us bring you more rare and fascinating treasures from our shared history, stories that connect the past to your present, and possibly, to your future wealth. So don't miss out. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your old coin jar? You know, the one sitting at the back of your drawer or locked away in an old biscuit tin in the garage. We all have one. For some of us, it's been gathering dust for decades. And buried in that forgotten pile, there just might be something that could change your life. What if I told you that one small, bronze-colored coin from 1971, something you probably handled without a second thought, could now be worth more than a luxury house in Camps Bay? What if that little 20-cent piece you bought a loaf of bread with, back in the day, is now being hunted down by collectors across the world? Let's rewind time for a moment. The year is 1971. South Africa was a different place then. The scent of coal fires in winter, the Springboks battling it out on the rugby field, and Sundays spent polishing your car while the radio played classics. Life was simpler, tougher in some ways, but full of character. It was also the year the special 20-cent coin was minted. To most people at the time, it was just a coin. Round. Ordinary. Tossed in with the rest of your change. Used to buy milk, a newspaper, or maybe a Coke on a hot day. Nobody thought twice about it. And that's exactly why it's so rare today. The 1971 20-cent coin from South Africa carries more than just its face value. It carries a story, a moment in our nation's economic history, locked in metal. Struck under the South African Reserve Bank, this coin features the graceful Strelitzia flower, known by many as the bird of paradise. Elegant, proud, and symbolic of South Africa's diverse beauty. Flip it over, and you'll find the bold profile of Jan van Riebeeck, the founder of the first European settlement at the Cape of Good Hope. But here's where things get interesting. 1971 wasn't a particularly rare year for coins, on the surface. But in the world of numismatics, it's not always about how many were made. It's about how many survived. And how many were made just a little bit differently. A misprint. An error. A particular die that left a slightly raised edge or a shimmer that looks almost golden in the right light. Small differences, invisible to the naked eye, that send collectors into bidding wars. You see, the 1971 20-cent coin has a few secrets. Some versions of it were struck using a unique die, resulting in an ever so slight variation in the font and spacing of the date. A rare few have an unusual luster caused by a specific blend of nickel and copper that was never used again after that year. Most of these variations were unnoticed back then, because who was checking? People had families to feed, jobs to work, lives to live, but today, collectors are hunting them down. And they're willing to pay a fortune. You might be wondering, why all this fuss over a 20-cent coin? It's simple. Scarcity, story, and sentiment. Scarcity, because few of these coins exist in pristine condition. Most have been worn down, scratched, lost in the folds of time. Story, because every coin has its place in the grander tale of a nation. And sentiment, because for people born in the 1950s and 60s, this coin is more than currency. It's memory. It's identity. It's the sound of a till opening in an old corner cafe, the clink of change in your father's palm, the weight of a world that was once so familiar, and there's something else. A feeling. A whisper from the past, reminding you of who you were and who you are now. This coin carries that whisper. And for the right collector, that whisper is worth millions. You see, just a few months ago, a 1971 20-cent coin in near-perfect condition, with a rare minting error, was privately sold, not auctioned, but sold, behind closed doors to an international collector for a staggering amount. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't a guess. This was a transaction verified by specialists, witnessed by industry veterans, and it left the numismatic world stunned. Why? Because that small, forgotten coin sold for $4 million US. Yes. You heard that right, $4 million. That's not just change in your pocket. That's generational wealth. That's financial freedom from something you might already own and not even know. Now, I'm not saying every 1971 coin is worth that much. But I am saying you owe it to yourself to check. Look through your old tins. Ask your parents. Your grandparents. You'd be surprised what's been kept in a safe, a drawer, or a toolbox just in case. Coins are not just metal. They're pieces of history. Carriers of time. And sometimes, very rarely, they are keys. Keys to a fortune. Keys to a story waiting to be rediscovered. So don't wait. Dig into those drawers. Pull out that old coin album. Take a closer look at what's been quietly sitting there, forgotten. Because you might be holding on to a tiny piece of South African history that the world is finally ready to pay for. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss out on the incredible treasures we uncover right here. Today, we are exploring a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors all over the world, a coin from South Africa that might just surprise you with its story and astonishing value. Now, let's step back to 1977. South Africa was a country rich with history and change, and its coinage tells a fascinating story of that era. The 20-cent coin, often overlooked by casual collectors, is more than just metal. It's a window into the past, a relic that carries the spirit of the nation during a pivotal time. At first glance, it might look ordinary, a modest coin with standard markings. But, as with many treasures, it's the details that make all the difference. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hands. The coin is made from a durable composition, designed to circulate widely, yet some of these coins survive the decades, tucked away in drawers, safes, and collections. What makes the 1977 20-cent so fascinating is not just its age, but its rarity. Over time, coins from this year became increasingly scarce due to low mintage numbers and the natural loss and wear of coins in everyday use. Collectors and enthusiasts often search for coins that tell a story, coins that have been preserved with care, and coins that are distinctive. The South African 20 cents of 1977 ticks all these boxes. Its design is symbolic, reflecting the culture, wildlife, and values of the time. Every line, every engraving, carries meaning, from the intricate details to the bold numerals indicating its denomination. To the untrained eye, it might seem simple. To a collector, every nuance could dramatically increase its value. Now, let's talk about why this coin has captured the attention of men in their 50s and 60s, the demographic that often grew up in an era where coins were part of everyday life. For many, handling coins is more than a hobby. It's a connection to memories, to childhood, to stories their parents told. The 1977 20-cent coin isn't just an object, it's nostalgia, a tangible piece of the past that links them to their own history and the world they knew decades ago. Collectors often describe the thrill of discovery. Imagine walking into an old coin shop or exploring a dusty attic, and there it is, a coin you've only seen in books, or perhaps never even heard of. That feeling, that surge of excitement, is what makes coin collecting addictive. And for those who have been collecting for years, finding a coin in excellent condition is akin to striking gold. Now, the condition of this coin is key. Coins that have circulated extensively are common and hold modest value. But those that survived decades without significant wear, coins with sharp details, clear numerals, and preserved engravings, are rare. And that rarity drives demand among serious collectors. People don't just buy coins, they invest in history, in stories, and in something tangible that will outlast them. But what makes the 1977 South African 20-cent coin particularly compelling is the backstory. It was a time of political and social change, a time when currency represented more than just money, it was a symbol of identity and resilience. Every scratch, every mark, tells a story. Coins from this period serve as snapshots of the era, preserved in metal, waiting for someone to rediscover them. For many collectors, the hunt for coins is a journey. It's about seeking out the rare and valuable among the ordinary, about spotting details that others overlook. That is exactly why the 1977 20 cents has become a legend in numismatic circles. Even if you're not a collector, it's hard not to be captivated by the idea that an object so small could carry such immense history and, ultimately, astonishing value. And here's the part that makes the heart race. While many coins from that year are relatively common, there are certain examples, perfectly preserved, expertly minted, that are extremely rare. These coins are not just of interest to hobbyists, they're sought after by investors, museums, and serious collectors around the world. The hunt for such a coin is intense, but for those lucky enough to own one, it's a life-changing find. Now, let's pause and consider the emotional side of collecting. For men in their 50s and 60s, coins like this offer more than monetary value. They're about pride, about having a piece of history that others might not understand. They're about passing down something meaningful to children or grandchildren, a tangible legacy that carries both history and potential wealth. Owning a coin like this is a statement. It says you appreciate craftsmanship, history, and rare treasures, and that brings us to the incredible value. After decades of scarcity, appreciation, and demand among collectors worldwide, a perfectly preserved 1977 South African 20 cents coin has reached astonishing heights. You might expect a coin from this era to be worth a few dollars, maybe a few hundred, but the reality is far more impressive. The coin, when in top condition, has a market value that can reach as high as $75,000. That's not a typo, $75,000 for a single coin that many people overlooked for decades. This coin is a perfect example of why collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a potential investment, a way to connect with history, and a story waiting to be told. For anyone who's curious, passionate about history, or simply loves the thrill of discovery, the 1977 20 cents coin from South Africa represents everything a collectible should be: rare, valuable, and full of meaning. So, if you ever stumble upon an old coin while sorting through drawers, attics, or collections, don't dismiss it. What seems ordinary today could be tomorrow's treasure. And for those with the patience, knowledge, and passion, coins like this don't just preserve history, they reward it. The 1977 South African 20 cents coin is living proof that the right coin, at the right time, can hold both incredible value and priceless stories. Before we wrap up, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next treasure hunting adventure. Who knows, you might be the next person to discover a coin that changes your life. And as we've seen today, the 1977 20 cents coin isn't just a coin, it's a rare piece of history worth up to $75,000.